What's up, YouTube family? Who are you?
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Lane. No, I'm kidding. No, we are here. We're actually getting ready to head to the
HOA.
HOA. We're so excited.
They wrote a song about it, didn't they?
No, I don't think that's what it was.
Going to the HOA.
Really? Is that a song?
No.
No, I think you made that up. But it's Lane and I here. We're heading out to do some last minute stuff to get animals ready for us to be gone and farm sitters to take care of our farm. We hope to meet some of y'all. Lane and I are just gonna kind of show you our day. Ben's at work. I've got Emily doing other stuff. And then at the end of this video, Ben and I'll wrap it up, and we wanted to share with y'all how the cows did at the sale. And we've had some comments about the twin that passed away, that kind of why we did things the way we did, and I kind of just wanted to share that with y'all. So anyway, we're gonna get busy. We'll take y'all along to all the tasks we've got to do today. You ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, first things first, it's super windy out here. I apologize, but we had a cold front come through, and that's just how it is here. One of the first things we're heading to do is, we had, like I said, a major front come through and a major lightning storm last night. So we're going to just make sure all the cows are okay. Lightning and cows don't mix very well. We're gonna go check on everybody. I've got two cows and a calf that I am watching because the calf was acting puny, and two of the cows have stepped on something and they've got sore feet. So I'm trying to take care of those. So Lane and I are heading to do that, give everybody a look over, and then we'll move on. So let's go. All right, so these two girls over here are future milkers. They're little heifers. And then this is gonna be a grass-fed steer. It's out of milk stock. They don't get as big and beefy, but they're still really good to eat. And so that's what we're growing him up for. And then the one I'm watching that I might need to medicate is over there by herself, but she is up and grazing, and that's improvement for what she has been. So I'm just keeping an eye on her. May try to slip her a little bit of meds if I can get her to eat it. That's the problem with my milk herd, is super tame. I can do anything I want to them, but some of these others, especially in the beef herd, which is where she's from, they're not so tame. So it's either work them up, get them way up to the corral, or give them something in their feed.
Got a friend.
This is Josie, my favoriteest milk cow's daughter. I think that little heifer's good to go. We gave her a little bit to eat, and we're moving on back to check some more cows. All right, now we're back here. We are gonna check the big herd of cows. Like I said, lightning and cows is a real scary thing for a farmer, so we're just gonna give it a big look over and make sure everybody looks okay. I've got two cows with sore feet I'm looking at, and y'all requested some more footage of the baby calves, so I'll take you around and see if I can't find them. I kind of try to look at certain ones every day, see if I can get them on video for you. The last one you just saw, that's the little twin that's left. It's looking good, so I have hopes for that one that it's going to be okay. Next up, the milk cows need more grass. So Lane and I are out here picking up stakes, and we're going to take them back up front and build our alleyway to get my milk cows on some more grass. We're going to try to move everyone except the one I'm milking right now and her calf. Think we can do it?
Maybe.
Maybe. Never know how these things are going to go, but we're going to give it a try. Last thing before we head back up front and build the alleyway, we're gonna count cows. Y'all know how much I love to count cows, so Lane and I are gonna count them. We got the right amount after 5 tries. Woohoo! Yay. Next up, get the milk cows to greener pastures.
Literally.
They're out, huh?
Literally.
Literally. They're out in that paddock out there. We're gonna bring them out the gate, and we're building an alleyway We're gonna run them way down there. This should go pretty good because these girls are pretty tame. Here they come. Doing perfect. Now if they'll just follow me. Lane's scrambling, trying to shut them out before they go back in. Watch it, Lane. Good job. Way to go. Whoop. It's okay. Okay, we had one stubborn one go back in, so we're going to have to get her back out. Woo. Woo. Okay, plan B. Go, Butter. You gonna come on? Huh? Come on, girl. Trying to see if backing off, if she'll decide that it's her own idea and she'll come out. She's not crazy. I could go try to force her, but she's just strong-willed and stubborn. The problem is we could just leave it open and walk off, but we're trying to keep Josie, the black and white one, and her calf in, because that's what I'm milking right now. Okay, so much for the fact that I said she'd follow me. She's making a liar out of me. That's how she does. She's my tamest but most ornery milk cow. I've had her the longest pretty much of all these, and she's just not wanting to come. So I'm gonna put y'all down and go see if Lane and I can't usher her out the gate. Got her following me. Now if I can just get her out the gate. Come on. Finally got her lured out. She's going the wrong way, but I can swing around there and get her now.
Mm.
Go, 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 go. Well, that wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, but we got it done, didn't we?
So one of our last jobs for today is we've got to go get some minerals and move them. But right now, our other job is we've got to put out one bale of hay for the steers that we're feeding out, because they don't have much grass, but we need to keep them away from the other cows where there is grass, so we can start feeding them out in a little bit to take them to the slaughter. We tried to get the hay bale, but it's stacked in there so far. The forks won't go quite high enough to get in it, but I've been moving a lot of hay recently, so I wound up getting it, and she's putting it out right now, so I'm gonna show you her putting it out. Then our last thing is we've got to move minerals, so let's go.
Last job, we're loading up these minerals, and then we're going to take them to another set of cows. All right, Lane and I got our day of work wrapped up. Emily was here doing stuff at the house. Ben came home.
Impressive, very impressive.
What all we did?
What all y'all did and accomplished today.
I'm wore out. But by the time y'all see this, we will be at the HOA. We will have farm sitters here. I hope we're meeting a lot of you. That's why we're scrambling. It's always a push to go out of town to get everything wrapped up so where it'll be okay here.
And we know of other things that we need to get done, but they're not as pressing. But we've got our major to-do list, our minor to-do list, and a list somewhere in between. So.
And those to me are all kind of one list. I want them all done.
She enjoys that, scratching them off the list.
But I told y'all we would give you a quick update at the end of this video on a couple different things. I wanted to kind of clear up kind of why we did it the way we did with the twin. We showed y'all the twins, and then when on my couple videos ago when I told you about the story of the twin and it dying, just to clear a few things up, that the twins were not newborn. No. By the time the one disappeared and died, it was 6 weeks old.
I was gonna say they was born before we went to California.
They were up, healthy, doing good. It just went downhill quick. It was small and weak, and several suggested, and no one's comments were ugly. I appreciate any suggestions y'all give. Several suggested putting it on one of our milk cows, which we have put many calves on our milk cows. Most of our cows are trained to take pretty much any calf, which can be a curse and a blessing, because
when you want them to, it's handy, but when you don't want them to,
right,
it's a pain.
They will stand still and let anyone nurse them. So that's always an option for us. But when the twins were born, they were super feisty. And all these beef cows are not like our small herd of dairy cows. They're not used to being handled. You're not just going to walk up and pick up a calf.
Unless you want mama in your back pocket.
Right, unless you want to be eating for lunch. So that wasn't really an option. And then by the time it went downhill, which happened just really in the course of like a day, that's when I went back there and medicated it. At that point, it had went downhill so quickly, I didn't know what was going on with it, and if it was shipping fever again, which I'm pretty sure it wound up being. Once a calf gets that, it becomes contagious, and I did not want to bring that up to my milk herd, so I had to make it
fever or pneumonia,
which is the same thing.
Yeah.
Basically, I say shipping fever like y'all know, and I assume probably you do, but if you don't, shipping fever, it can happen anytime they get stressed. Lots of things can bring it on, but it's basically the onset of pneumonia, and then that becomes contagious. So I definitely did not want to spread that up to my milk herd. So that is why we did what we did.
And we've had another one looking a little puny, but even when they're puny, they are still very hard to catch.
Yes.
I chased one, I stalked it, I done everything I could. And
that was the other twin.
Yeah, and I thought I could catch it, but...
And it was puny. Yeah. It had all the signs of shipping fever. It had the diarrhea and the heavy breathing and stuff. So we thought we've got to catch this thing and medicate it. And we about ran it to death. And we decided right then and there that as long as this thing is up and going, we're going to take our chances that it can recover on its own. Because running them, even up to the corral, we could seriously run one to death. And I'm just not willing to take that chance.
Like we've said in a couple of videos, from where they're at to up here to the corral is right at a mile. That's quite a ways to be able to push a cow and calf, especially separating it from the whole herd. They're not going to want to be separated from the herd, so it just makes everything more and more difficult.
And anytime they get sick, your animals are not always going to die. Like even with the pneumonia, I think the rates are like 5%. If your whole herd got it, only 5% might succumb to it and die. So you just have to make a judgment call, and sometimes animals just get sick and die, and you just have to do the best you can. But I just wanted to kind of tell y'all that, because I know a lot of y'all are really interested in this cattle operation and sometimes why we do the things we do. And twins are always, we know that twins are just always more susceptible and harder to raise. One thing we might do different, we've already discussed, is if we have more twins, is just immediately remove one. But when I say immediately, it will have to be within a few hours of birth, or else you're not going to catch it. So, and that's what happened this time. They were already feisty and healthy and running, and there was no catching it. So that's the twin update. So another thing y'all been asking is, how did the calves do at the sale? So what do you think? I
thought they did pretty well. I mean, I'm always, of course, always wanting more money out of them, but they done, compared to what I thought they was going to do when the cattle market really dropped out from that fire and different things happening in the world. I thought that we was really going to be hurting, but I'm pretty pleased with what
I'm really pleased.
I always wish that after sending them, I start looking at them thinking, when I looked at them, I thought they would maybe 400 or 500 pounds.
They wound up being more like 4.
Yeah.
But we're learning all the time, I think, about how to judge their weight and just really what buyers are looking for. We kind of wondered for a long time if it was a certain color, and I do think color plays into it, because color tells them the breed, but not because they like a certain color, but just because that tells them some of their genetics.
Right.
And their build and things like that. So we're learning. Definitely, if you're selling for beef, definitely steers bring way more than heifers. But if you want to replace stuff in your herd, obviously you want heifers. So it just depends on what you want.
And that's something that I'm going to look into, is after we get these paid off by selling the calves, I'm probably going to start keeping some of our better looking heifers and using them as replacement heifers.
Because we have some really good ones this year. I'm hating that we're letting go of.
Yeah, but we do got to pay for the ones that we bought.
So anyway, the college fund is back in action.
It's starting to slowly build back up.
If you haven't been with us for a while, when we bought the herd of cows, we titled that video, "The Kids No Longer Have College Funds." So
and that's pretty much the way it felt.
It was pretty much like there went everything we own, and we've Yeah, our whole life. But
Back into debt.
it's been good, and things are rolling along. We have a plan to recoup all of our money in a short amount of time from these cows, and then really start building a business and a livelihood out of it. So anyway, you want to wrap this up?
Yep. All right, we still got a bunch of stuff to do, trying to get prepared to leave for the HOA, so we got to get busy. Thank y'all for watching, and until next time, God bless.